Okay, so this is just going to be a quick and dirty overview of Webstudio, which is a free, well, more open version of something like Webflow or Framer, where at least you've got these kind of no-code folders and you're actually building in the browser, as opposed to something trash like Figma, where you're just designing a picture and you still have to go and code the thing. Now, for a normal, sane human being, you don't want to do double work. But obviously, these things are geared towards teams where you have little Mrs. Designer and Mrs. I only do develop and Mrs. I only do backends, you know? So they're a step up, definitely, but they do lock you in. They lock you in nicely, and I don't know what you're gonna build for this price, or why you would have 150 pages with no dynamic info, but whatever. WordPress is, or Drupal, or literally any one of those CMS is gonna be superior to in one of these things. But when you do gain the land of bespoke applications, then actually just hitting the ground running, do the layout, hook up the data, you kind of want to just get the ball rolling. Then these things are brilliant. And they're always something that you're like, oh, I wish I could just do this. I wish I could just hook up my routes and point it to a page folder or something. Now, this isn't exactly that, but that would be very nice. Um, let's look at the pricing. So what's nice about this one is you can definitely just kind of build out those static pages, and um, you can also hook up data sources, Superbase, whatever, Cloudflare. It's a fetch request. Doesn't matter. You, if you're gonna receive JSON, you're good. So they have unlimited sites, unlimited pages, and the best thing, the real hook, is the self-hosting. Now, this means to export the content, which I haven't done yet. I've just kind of landed on it, poked around a bit, specifically because this video. And what bugged me about this is if you actually look at the entire little thing. So if we go back to the main page, um, there's this feel of it's just kind of open, right? And if you now pair that with all the sales pitches, this one, all the things where you're hooking up there, the Airtable, all of these, those fall under the Pro, $20 a month. Now, this is just for this is just sales pitch nonsense. Um, but hooking up your data bindings, that is what you're gonna be paying the $20 for. All of this other stuff, I'm not too sure because they do tout themselves as the design panel. The actual thing you're making the pages in is supposedly open source. Um, which I guess maybe it's getting rolled out eventually. So this is this open core, yeah. So that's the thing we care about, right? is just this visual builder. That's really the only thing we care about. So it's not so bad that this is $20 a month. But as a developer, you just be like, okay, I want to hook up the data, but okay, fair enough. I can't, and I'm not paying you $20 a month. Then you export your pages because this is where this becomes very important, the self-hosting. So self-hosting becomes very important in that sense of export pages. You can probably drop them into something like Astro or Laravel or whatever, and just hook up your data source. So when you're building, you just build mindfully. So this, you can get the application via download, or you can just log in and do it in a browser. They're the exact same thing. The download, I think, is a React Native application. Now it's gone, gone, gone. Oh. So, well, I mean, why I'm obsessed a little bit with the data sources. I'm just going to delete this because I was trying to see how the pages look. But we're gonna just remake that one anyway. Um, because it's the prettiest. The rest of them are trash. The the whole system is kind of cool. Honestly, since this uses Tailwind styling, it's probably quicker for me to just hand code. But sometimes you really just want to sit down and drag a box in your thing, create a new page, drag another box, and you can kind of just do that rather easily and really control everything visually, which it's nice, like it's similar to designing in the browser and just playing around and stuff. So it's definitely, oh, that's a background. Um, hmm, where's that's a border. Am I just being stupid now? Large aspect space. Yeah, I haven't even played around with this layout at all. Oh, that overlay. So, okay, let's just drag you back up here. I'll put you inside there. Or maybe not. Let's put you mm, put you there. Delete all of this because they're very, very irritating. That's kind of just, you're gonna have that issue with how other people design things, whatever. This is just divide this right here. But point is, you've got all this nice control of everything. You can visually just kind of lay things out how you want them. They've got all the CSS things available. They give you the CSS code here also, so maybe you want to make a small component and just kind of be like, hey, well, I can't really picture in my head how this component would look in the browser. And there's more style sources there. So if you're using Tailwind, you can definitely just pop those in. So sometimes that's nice to quickly iterate over things like that. Um, the biggie for me was, so I'll do this. So I'm on the parent here now, the content parent. Um, just the big thing for me was this, where everything has the whole, every container can have like variables and stuff. So now you got your import sources. your input sources, and that's where it really kind of gets fun. So actually, if I pop one of these components, so let's call it the collection. Let's put, actually, let's drop it in here. 1, 2, 3, that's fine. I'm not gonna concern myself too much with pointless prettiness for no reason. Anyway, so content's still the parent and collection is the item, right? So you can create a variable, um, and since this is a collection, it's going to do a loop. So we're just going to go immediately to something a bit more advanced, I guess. Would be, hmm, let's call this hello list. And I think JSON, and then value, and you can expand this also. Um, would be an object, and probably the norm is something like this, and then you have an array of objects, and then we'll have some ID 1 and value, just value 1. Then we'll just copy this over. We'll make like 4 pile of them. And just, ooh, I wish I had my multi-select now. So, I think this should work. I did have a gander earlier at the collection docs, so I was having that test. Okay, should be able to just run that. So now we have this, right? So the collection is a child, and really, anyway, yeah. Let's choose one of these text objects. So now I have that, and you see, hmm, collection is a child. Then I just create a child variable. Oh, don't tell me how to redo that. This is why I hate these things where you don't really have. Oh my gosh. Do I really have to do redo? Okay, well. I'm just gonna retype this. Um, actually, what I want to add is VS Code. And just so I can have multi-select and stuff. And then I'm just gonna redo all of that so I can copy paste it again if I muck up. ID was 1 and value was value 1. Then just gonna paste that, and we're gonna update all of those to cool. 3 for, yeah. So that's also just something that maybe person should look out for. Um, the fact that it just didn't store the stuff, but there's no enter buttons or anything. So that's kind of a usability issue, isn't it? Um, it's called listing, whatever. I do not care what I call it. It just doesn't matter. Are you gonna store this now, or are you not? It's very frustrating. Okay, so they just created that JSON. Now, if we go back to the collection, we should be able to import this from, yeah. So we can say listing. So now there's all that, right? But now obviously it's nested data. So collection doesn't know anything about nested data. So we need to tell the collection item that what is they supposed to be fetching. Did I really delete that? Um, oh, I was busy with you. Wasn't I? And I need you, collection. Need you to show me my items now. So, okay, dot data. So you just need to expand it because it's nested, right? I don't like that it works in that fashion where I can't press enter or something. There's no feedback. Anyway, so the collection item now can read from this. So this needs to get updated. Um, and if we go to the objects, these were created inside the collection, right? Then you can see it's trying to read the list. But it's just doing a loop, like obviously val, whatever it is you're working at. But the difference here is that we need to access the collection item and not our list, which we gave the collection. So you need to access the collection item dot, and then the values will pop up. So now we have the value, and then value 1, value 2, value 3, value 4, blah, blah, blah. So this is already pretty well built in Power. So all of these could have been a collection with a title and a value, and so you can see how this is just a fetch request. But the issue comes in when you actually want to use real world sources. So now resource, GraphQL, and system resource is pro version stuff. Um, so although this is a great designer thingy and everything, it's now introducing a next difficulty. Like it's even got working little drop downs. It just comes out of the box with very nice things, and to think that okay, well I can actually design this and then just go pop it onto my own web server. That is perfect. The gotcha, which I kind of found frustrating, is exactly this: the input of dynamic data from a simple fetch request. And funny enough, you can actually still do that. If you bring in the HTML, that's just stupid. Um, where's it now? There's a HTML, yeah, HTML block. So we can, I wish I can do this. Can I? No, I can't. Hmm, I wish I could. Anyway, um, you can just run your HTML code, your JavaScript. Yeah, but then you'd have to hook up the elements yourself manually and everything. So I guess there are ways, or maybe this can be used as a marker because we can definitely now run console.log. Yeah, why? And then just kind of have it be active, I guess. So there you go. So you can still run dynamic things and do what you kind of want. Maybe you'll pull in Alpine or whatever. Um, why this was also a big draw for me was because of something like Hive blockchain, where everything is just an API call away, right? So it's very easy to hook up these blog posts and just kind of have an immutable content source. Like you can write your blog post here, and the thing with Hive blockchain, for example, is no one can ever delete your stuff. Like it's just impossible. There's no way. And obviously, because you can earn then on Hive as well. Um, and having something where you can just pull in your blog content and feed and everything and put it on your own template very quickly and easily, like Webstudio, that is very powerful. Um, Unfortunately, it's not going to be as easy unless you're going to pay out the $20, which for some that's doable, I'm sure. Um, so I kind of wanted to see what it actually looks once you do deploy this, and I never did look. My big gripe was just the fact that it's the most powerful feature it has. Um, well, maybe it's just being spoiled because a lot of this is already extremely powerful. If you're not a coder, that is, because a lot of this you can just hook up with Tailwind yourself. Just the setup is more work than the actual building, really. Um, and then there's the convenience aspect, like, you get to just drag and drop your elements where you want them and, just play around with stuff. As a collection name, so you need to set up the individual boxes. But I don't think you need to, you can pre-design the box and then just kind of apply it to all of them. Yeah, also do that. Um, yeah, so it's still very powerful. It's just, mm, how much use is there for the static content because you're obviously being locked out from having the automatic dynamic content. And I guess we can see quickly if we do the whole publish thing. Um, and I haven't gone through that yet. So let's give it a look. I did the CLI part because I tried installing their little repo, which this is open source in the sense of you may look but don't touch. So that was kind of a wasted effort. Um, so let's see. So this definitely pushes you the whole time to link up with the cloud. This, right, yeah. And every project, and that was kind of unlimited in that sense of like they were open, but you still have to be on our cloud. That way, they can obviously now further implement any restrictions that they need to implement or feel like implementing. So that's why I was wondering, is the builder open source in the sense of I can just run it on my PC, deploy the things from my PC, but that just doesn't seem like it. I'm also not a fan of this thing where it seems I need to do a publish. But anyway, let's run through this. So get terminal open. Now I have open here. So we'll do that, and then we'll go to the Webstudio, which is where I tried installing this source. So test webbuild. Um, okay. I think nothing else on it. Webstudio. So now run Webstudio CLI, which I've already installed. Would you like to create a project folder? Yes. I don't know what the hell it folded. It was very quick. Share dialog in the folder. So let's do that. Yeah, shut up and give me a link, man. Good. Hmm, that's nice. Where would you like to deploy your project? Vanilla, Vercel, Netfly? Seriously, why would I ever use Vercel? Oh, what says Net? Shut up. Shut up. Not published yet. See, so this is stupid. Um, not sure why I need to publish. Whatever. This is kind of ridiculous. Because especially if you're going into a iterative workflow, you don't, you know, it's not live yet. You just want to develop. Now, obviously, these names and URLs and everything are super, I guess, random. So it's not like someone's just gonna happen onto your project. So I guess that's fair enough. Um, it would be nice if it was just clear, like this is a bold step, or this is a I don't know. I just don't like the sense of this being published. And that's probably just a personal gripe, but I really have to redo all of this now. What you downloading? I didn't even tell you what to download, bro. That is just, I guess it's more smart than me. Now you can run npm run dev to preview project on local service. So let's do that. On dev. Nice. Remix with file. Well, I don't have remix anyway. No one said I should. Do I need to? Actually, let's just see what bloody for. Oh, it installed it in the root. Hmm. They didn't say do npm install, did they? Hmm. No, I'm not gonna deal with this now. So, but let's see what you gave me. So, I guess this is the. Oh, that was the thing I downloaded to remember when I'm in the root for some reason because I didn't put the name. I am not a fan though. I'm definitely not a fan. This overview is kind of devolved at this point. Ah, no, really? And this is gonna be the, oh, here's a generated folder. Wow, not really. 'Cause this is definitely a React. So I wonder where actually, let's actually then look at the publishing, the native file options and stuff. I guess that's why they're the only options. Because they're not really giving you static any. Maybe there's a bold step. Uh, Probably if I just do it properly, maybe. Yeah, give it a folder name. But I just installed it in the root of this now, and I had that different clone. Not that I think that would could give me issues. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, I guess. So let's just do the thing. Um, Kind of odd that we won't just say, hey, you first have to run npm installer. I don't know how long this is gonna take though. Um, let's look at the case for cell is the simple one where they just kind of pop things onto a page. and deploy remix using this yellow. Remix is this thing, I think. So, not really sure. It's just basically spelled in it. Uh, I guess you could just use PHP after all, and some Alpine JS. Because this is just horrible. Anyway, yeah, that's how I feel about this whole situation. Let's see what it's been doing. Yeah, no one cares. Conflict, just conflict my ass. Okay, definitely not evolved. I don't think I really need to install this any further, but even if they publish a React app, basically, is what they're doing. They're just publishing a React app. I'm pretty sure React has static site builders, so you could output your static site, and then hook up your data source or throw in something useful like Alpine JS or Svelte or put inside of Atom, uh, Astro. So there's potential, yeah, and they're definitely gonna open this up to further um, contributions to others, to plugins and stuff like that. So if that's a workflow that needs to occur in the end, where you're publishing this React app, then you're converting it to static so that you can actually use it in another platform, um, or just because the logical choice would be to just kind of either hook it up with another JS framework, or pop it into something like Laravel. Um, yeah, then that would be the ideal. All in all, I still think this is pretty, especially that you don't really have limits. There's some limitations in workflow, but you don't really have limits. So that is very nice. Um, and I guess if you pay for the Pro, then you kind of just get those React app features. And I get it. The React chads are your biggest supreme wearing dollar droppers. So it makes sense to cater it for that, especially. Um, but there's workarounds for all of these, and I don't see it as too big an obstacle. You just have to exercise a little bit of patience. But all in all, pretty nifty. I don't even know where I stop this video now. Because I want to stop.